know, he's been in more films, more TV shows, and more plays than one can count. Mad About You, Spin City, Brockmire, Gotham, Argo, Inside Out, just to name a few. He probably has one of the most active IMDb pages in the history of IMDb pages. There's such a thing. Please welcome the one, the only, Mr. Richard Kind.
Good morning. Oh, good morning.
Good morning,
I'm still
kind
amazed
sir.
at that iPhone. That
Right?
iPhone, my phone falls from the couch and it's ruined.
That's true, right?
It's crazy.
Maybe we need to try throwing it from a helicopter or something and see if it survives. Maybe it's like greater height.
Yeah, first of all, that he found it. That's God's work. That's unbelievable.
It's a miracle,
Oh,
Christmas miracle. All right, sir, we just mentioned how you're in practically everything. I'd say I need extra fingers to keep count, but I do have an extra finger, and it's still not enough. Really do, just in case. So what do you get most recognized for?
It matters what coast I'm on or how old you are. If you're Jewish, it's Curb Your Enthusiasm. If you're a kid, it's Inside Out. If you're sort of a neat, interesting person, a show called Documentary Now. And, you know, I did so many. If you're a degenerate gambler, it's a show called Luck. And so many of these things people are listening to and go, I recognize his face, but I don't know what he's talking about.
No,
So,
we always know what you're talking about.
That's...
Let me tell you what mine is. I know you first knew you from Mad About You, and that's what I associate you with the most for that. And you recently did a reboot of the show, which, along with the original 7 seasons, can now be streamed on Amazon Prime Video. So what was it like to have the cast back together?
I felt younger. And we looked at each other, and I'm going, well, I'm not younger. I mean, this was horrible. We were young and thin. Well, I was never thin, but we were younger and a little more hair. It was really nice getting back together. I mean, they're old and dear friends.
Yeah.
And I still keep in touch. I did another show with Paul Reiser on Amazon, which I encourage everybody to watch. Everybody. It's great. It's not good. It's great. Called Red Oaks.
Okay. I just took a note. But speaking of Amazon Prime Video, sir, you have an upcoming series called Hudson Falls on Amazon Prime. We have a clip. We're going to take a look, and then we'll discuss.
Okay.
How much you want for the place?
How much you got?
Half of what I had before I met you.
What are you doing here?
Working.
Really? I thought the internet would have made your job obsolete.
Never know when you're going to get a call for a fedora and a dangling cigarette.
All right, so this was one of the first shows shot here during the pandemic. So talk to us about the series and what was it like shooting with all the restrictions, right?
Yeah, having worked since I did Hudson Falls, things have become much more stringent, especially in LA. I'm doing a show called The Goldbergs. And, you know, the crew comes off of the set before the actors can come on and rehearse. Then we leave and the crew comes back on. This one was one of the first. We came back. We did it. 2 people were on the crew.
Wow.
The director, 3. The cameraman, the lighting man, and the director who was pulling focus and, working the camera along with the cameraman. So there were like 3, and the actors. We had no craft service. We had, wardrobe and hair, but they were far over. It was a skeleton crew, but we trusted each other. We getting tested. It was the first time I was tested. That was in July. Wow. And, if as long as you're clear. In fact, it was scary. With the place where we went to get tested, they came out and gave the results to one guy, and they said, "You're positive."
Ooh.
And he goes, "What? What does that mean?" And he was positive, and they didn't tell him a thing.
Wow.
And so things have really changed and evolved with this pandemic. Yeah.
Okay, so Mr. Kind, are we going to need a fedora and a dangling cigarette to watch the show?
Do you? Yes. Let's just say you should have watched Columbo, either Columbo or the Maltese Falcon. I play a detective, and detectives don't usually look like me unless you're talking about The Long Goodbye. And I play a detective. Well, what's interesting is the gentleman who wrote and directed this was hired before to write a series that had a scientific theme. And he wrote about women in the Congo or something who, in any case, he made that, and they said less science, more story. So he wrote a story that is about genetic engineering for food.
Whoa.
But it's a detective story. It's a murder mystery. It's really quite brilliant what he's done.
You're
and he's
in
made
it, so I can't wait to see it. I honestly can't. But here's the deal. I was wondering if your phone was going off the hook, because a few days ago, your buddy, George Go with the Flo B. Clooney, was on Howard Stern talking about when you guys lived together, all the pranks he played. He remembers every single detail. Do you remember the pranks as well as he did? And did you ever try to get back at him?
Oh, you don't dare get back at him. He's much too clever, and he'll come back at you with cannons roaring. You do not go after him. He's too good. And do I remember it? It was my youth. And they were great days. And, you know, the journey is a lot of times better than the result. You know, the end of the journey. Not that I'm not still taking a journey, but when you're young and it's all new and fresh and you have no idea, it's really great. And he's such a wonderful man. And we grew up influencing each other and getting fame in the business, or a modicum of fame on my part and enormity on his. It's quite something. I remember everything.
All right, I just want to thank you for keeping things young and fresh for us with every role you take on. So let's get back to Amazon Prime Video, because you have Hudson Falls coming to Amazon Prime Video. You have the Mad About You reboot and the original seasons. And you talked about Red Oak with Paul Reiser. But I was wondering, because I do a lot of Amazon Prime ordering, especially for this Christmas. What was the last thing you ordered from Amazon? Are you doing your Christmas shopping from there?
Oh my God! I mean, I hate to say it, but with the weather and New York and the stores closed and the pandemic, and I don't want to go outside. I mean, what a boon to Amazon. But I do order stuff a lot. What was the last thing I ordered? Yeah, I can tell you.
Tell me.
I ordered the Oculus 2 for my son. And I hope he's not watching, because it's supposed to be a surprise.
That's his present.
However,
this is his favorite show.
Okay.
It's his favorite show he's watching right now.
Okay, so now here you get to meet the team. If you've met Jeff Bezos, tell him I'm trying to track him down. I need a loan.
We all do. Hello.
Can you find one? I mean, mine's coming January 10th.
I'm going to take you back even farther. Before all those movies, we just watched this with my kids, Vice Versa, with Judge Reinhold and Fred Savage.
Why did you watch that?
Because I love that movie. And I was like, you got to watch this movie because it's hilarious. The father and son, they switch. And every time I say moose, plural, I think of you, because you're like, what is it, moose? No, it's Mises. No, it's Meese. No, it's not Meese.
Oh, that's so funny. And you know who else was in that? Fred Savage.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Of course, Fred Savage, Judge Reinhold.
Was that before the Wonder Years?
Oh, no, it was during.
Way before the Wonder Years.
Wasn't that during? I thought that was during.
Like he was a true child.
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess maybe it was a year and a half before Wonder Years.
Do you have, as a New
it.
Yorker, do you have a favorite, as a Jew to a Jew, do you have a favorite Jewish deli?
Ooh.
Well, yes.
What is it?
Because do I have a favorite? I don't have a favorite. I have one that I visit more often because a group of us go up to Barney Greengrass about once a month, or did. Now there's Zoom calls. But I mean, I'll go to Katz's as quick as I would go to Barney Greengrass, and you know, you used to love the stage, or you know, but those are then is that because of the pandemic, or is that because people don't go out anymore? You know, I don't know.
PJ Bernstein's. PJ Bernstein's, if you haven't been, there's something called a Triple Delight.
Oh, PJ Bernstein's is great.
It's amazing.
On like 38th Street?
Yeah, 40th Street, 40th and 2nd. It's
40th Street.
My favorite deli.
Forgive me.
Yeah.
We should all go together then.
Forgive me.
We'll get a Triple Delight.
Away.
Ben is all on the details
You guys
today.
should take us to the delis, and I'll take you guys to the Nigerian food truck up here on 2nd.
That would be amazing. I would love that.
Well, if you like spicy food.
I love it.
You
I would love that.
I'm being serious, Mr. Kind. It's up the street, not far. I know the people.
First of all, if you're going to take me, it's Richard.
I knew you were going to say that. You said that the last time. Okay, I don't know how to say it. Okay. You can check
And
Richard
from a
out.
Jew to a Jew.
Okay.
And from a Jew to a Jew as
That's
well.
right. That's right.
Yeah.
You can check him out in Hudson Falls. The series will begin streaming next year on Amazon Prime. Thank you so much, sir. I mean, Richard.
By the way, I didn't know that. Really, it's going to be on Amazon.
Yes, you're big time.
Like, things you find
Thank you
out.
for my
Huge
Christmas
star.
gift.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
It's the news. That's what we are. We're the news.
Richard, you're
Merry
too
Christmas.
kind.
Stay
sir.
safe, guys. Stay
Yes.
safe.
Happy holidays.